All right. We're here. We're ready. We're getting vertical on you. So we're pulling up, we're on YouTube. We're reacting to some more Donald Trump stuff. Look, before we start looking into things, I want to say this. Iran has a track record, all right? Not a good one. I don't think we should trust Iran in any way, shape, or form. I think it's foolish of us to even think that's a possibility. I think it's absolutely mental. Give me one moment. Mark, come on, man. XRP is no different than any other thing. Look, Bitcoin and XRP. Sorry, man. I love you, bro. Ponzi schemes. Just don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that. It's an important thing to remember. We're pulling up a few extra things, though. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. No, I think all cryptocurrencies are Ponzi schemes at the end of the day. I think that ultimately, if we're to be honest with each other, man, all cryptocurrencies are Ponzi's. So why would I want to participate in a Ponzi scheme? Think about it. Why would I want to? Allegedly, in my opinion, I believe that Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. I want to correct that. Look, I firmly believe that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. That's my opinion. That's my take. I'm just going to say allegedly. Now, I don't trust Bitcoin. I don't trust it. I don't think it is as good as every one of you guys claims it is. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's fake money. And it's not that I don't understand Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies. It's because I do understand what they are. I understand what they are. That's why I'm not into them. I know I could tell it's a Ponzi scheme just through analysis alone. Simple as that. All you really own at the end of the day is a string of data. That's all you own, dude. Money is it money? No, but here's the thing, man. Look. The only things that I get into are small cap ETFs, and what that means is ETFs that hold small capitalization companies. One is an international ETF, the other is a US one, and then the other that I get into is I swing trade silver through the SLV ETF, and then I swing trade gold through the IAU ETF. So I'm a huge fan of I am a huge fan of the IAU ETF. It's one of my faves. But I love swing trading silver and gold, and I love swing trading small cap companies, just because gold is the least volatile overall from what I've seen. It can get volatile, though, but silver is the most volatile. That's why I love silver so much. I love the volatility of silver. When it comes to swing trading, man, it's all about volatility. But it's what really matters more than just the volatility is, does the underlying asset have intrinsic value? And I could check that box on all these ETFs, by the way. I think that's a risky call. Hey, you know what? XRP could go to the moon, though. Who knows? I don't know. Not financial advice. But the thing is that cryptocurrency lacks intrinsic value. That's my major shtick with it. That's my major problem with it. You know what I mean? If it doesn't have intrinsic value, I don't want anything to do with it. You know what I mean? And that's my main gripe with it. Give me just a few moments, though. Sorry about that, you guys. Don't don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All you guys got to do is tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel grow. So whatever you guys could do to help, we appreciate it. Oh, I'm feeling good. Hey, we got Annie. Gift yum yum. Gift yum yum. She sent a paparazzi for 800 jewels. Thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to Annie for the paparazzi. Paparazzi. I'm trying to remember how that song goes. I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi. Samuel Westall is saying, "Hi, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Dun 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 dun. Bow." Samuel Westall is a smooth criminal, bro. But thank you again, Annie. I appreciate the paparazzi stuff, man. So we got Annie in the house. We got a lot of good people in the house, man. Okay, so we're going to okay, we'll finish it. General Keane says just
Iran
finish
have
it.
a nuclear weapon, and their economy is crashing. The blockade is incredible. The power of the blockade is incredible. They're not getting any money from oil, and hopefully it can be worked out very soon.
So here we go. President Trump praised the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz after Iran's supreme leader escalated tensions with new threats, saying, quote, "Those foreigners from thousands of kilometers away who are greedily carrying out transgressions in the Persian Gulf and Sea of Oman have no place here except at the bottom of the waters. Iran will put an end to the hostile enemy's exploitation of the Strait of Hormuz." This is CENTCOM brief.
I mean, Iran's been exploiting it. Of course, the Democrats are going to run with it because they side, allegedly, with the Ayatollah, the asshole Ayatollah. If you guys are tired of the asshole Ayatollah, please tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, because we are done with the asshole Ayatollah, especially on this channel. We think he's a terrible human being, and we're going to call him out as such. Got it? Got it? Get it?
President Trump on the Strait yesterday and his military options. Retired four-star general, Fox News senior strategic analyst, chairman of the Institute of Study Award, General Jack Keane joins us now. General, first off...
Dude, General Jack Keane's a beast, dude.
The Supreme Leader not knuckling under, warning us that our Navy's going to end up on the bottom of the sea. What does that do to things?
Well, they're always full of bluster. I mean, their rhetoric is considerably much stronger than what they're able to produce in reality in terms of military terms. I mean, that's what this is. It's for their own domestic population, you know, to show that they're still in charge here. They're standing up to the powers of Israel and the United States, and also, obviously, international consumption. I mean,
Hey, I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. We're now at 10,392 subs. Once again, we're at 10,392 subscribers. So if you can, don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel grow in more ways than one. It makes everything sexier, makes everything better. Makes me feel pretty. It makes me feel pretty, all right? If you guys want to help me feel a little prettier, tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
Administration sees right through that.
So let's talk about what the president got yesterday, a briefing of options that he could take out if we resume the fighting in Iran, which I think seems to be the path we're on. What could you tell me about those options?
Well, first of all, I mean, where are we right now? So the American people understand. We've been 3+ weeks into an attempt to negotiate after the Iranians shut down the straits. The administration believed that there would be an opportunity here for negotiations. I think the Iranians put some feelers out there that convinced our negotiators that there clearly was some realistic possibilities here, and none of that turned out to be the case, because the hardliners in charge are not about to present to President Trump a deal that he's willing to accept. That's number one. Number two, he's not going to make a bad deal himself. So we have a stalemate here. They own a straight.
I mean, maybe if, look, here's the thing, man. Donald Trump is the ultimate deal maker. Donald Trump does want to come to the negotiation table, by the way. This is what people don't realize. Trump wants to negotiate. He really does. He wants to see an end to this conflict, ASAP. So Trump's the man. First and foremost, Trump is the man. Second, I mean, like, look, I love that Trump is an anti-war guy. At the end of the day, Trump is ultimately an anti-war guy, right? And that's a big deal to me. That is a big deal. And you're saying, well, how can he be an anti-war guy if he's in a war with Iran? To be honest, like I said, I firmly believe that Iran started this war a long time ago by being the #1 state sponsor of terror, by enriching uranium to almost near weapons grade, and by killing its own citizens for protesting the regime. Trump's the man. Period. End of story. And you know what? A weak Iran is a good Iran for the Middle East. I firmly believe this. I believe a weakened Iran is a good Iran for the Middle East. I mean that. The weaker Iran is, the better. Mark Sammons, you're not blocked, bro. Wait, Playboy blocked you from donating? What? Wait, why would Playboy block you from donating? That's hilarious. Primal Screams says he said he was going to wipe a civilian out. What? A civilization out, sorry. No, dude. When he first off, he said he was going to wipe out the entire civilization. It was an exaggeration more than anything. The only thing he wants to wipe out is the Iranian regime at the end of the day. Should he have chosen his words a little more carefully? Yes. But knowing Trump like I do, from what I've been able to tell, he doesn't want to see an endless war. He wants to see this. He wants to see the Iranian regime crumble completely. And then that way the citizens of Iran can finally be free of this dictatorship. Because what's happening in Iran is a pure play dictatorship. Straight up. So I respect it, man. I absolutely respect it. Do I receive super chat? Well, I don't know. What are you talking about, Mark Sammons? What are you talking about, Brony? If you guys can, though, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. And also, if you can, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow a lot. So if you guys can, please tap the subscribe button. It's right there. It's up there. Just tap it. Just don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. You got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. Also, we're at 10,392 subs. We're only 8 subscribers away from hitting 10,400. So if you guys can, it would really help the channel out a lot if you guys took the time to subscribe to the channel.
Straits of Hormuz, and we have shut down all their exports with the blockade. So we could continue that, and because the blockade is definitely effective. And we can make a huge list of everything that's happening to the Iranians in terms of the economic peril and the suffering is about to take place. But you have to, again, recognize who are we really dealing with here. The guys running the regime, all they care about is staying in power. They don't care about their people. They've demonstrated that time and time again in terms of their economic peril that they put them in themselves and also killing them to make certain they stay in power. So they, in their minds, can outlast us in the sense that.
So wait a minute. Mark Sammons is saying you or someone else blocked my super chat. I don't block super chats, man. The only thing I could say is that YouTube, if YouTube's moderation, so YouTube has these automated moderations that they do, and if a super chat contains any like filthy words or something like that, I think what ends up happening is it won't go through, because I don't see that a super chat has gone through at all. If a super chat actually did go through, it would actually show up in the chat revenue section in YouTube Studio, and it's not showing up at all. So far, I'm seeing $0 in super chat revenue, so I'm not seeing that at all. But anyway, you got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. You've got to get a grip, Mark Sammons. Don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip.
Political pressure, getting closer to the midterms, economic pressure with gas prices on the administration. They believe, even though we have the economic blockade, at some point we will end the war, stop everything, or make a deal with them that meets some of their objectives. The other.
Yeah, that sounds weird, man. Like I said, anytime a super chat is successful, though, you might have to reach out to Google on that one. You might have to reach out to Google and say, hey, I tried sending a super chat. It said it went through, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, if it's a super chat that's really grotesque, it won't actually allow it to go through. I don't know if you should be able to get refunded as far as I know. But I don't know all their policies, so you would probably have to reach out to Google on that one. But no, I would definitely reach out to Google and be like, hey, I tried to super chat and it's saying it's paid, but it never showed up. What's up with that? But no, I appreciate it, Mark Sammons. So it wasn't a dirty one. Okay. I have no idea then. I don't know if restarting your phone would help. I don't know if maybe there's an issue with the YouTube app that I'm not aware of. But yeah, like I said, it's not showing up on my end that any super chat went through. Chat revenue shows $0 for super chat specifically. And but yeah, if it went through, it would definitely show up. And if it doesn't go through, I'm pretty sure you don't get charged for that. No, it's fine, dude. I believe you. I mean, I believe you, man. Orwell the Resident. No, man, I believe you, bro. I believe you. I just think that YouTube is either acting weird or being stupid. I don't know. Mark Sammons, dude, I got no clue, bro. But if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel grow. The more subscribers we get, the better. So please hit that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Let's keep going.
Alternative was to recognize that they are steadfast in that, and they will certainly don't care about their people suffering. The people that think this is going to cause a collapse and they're going to make a deal, I think they're underestimating who these guys really are. So the reality...
You can't trust Iran. Period. End of story. Even if they do come to an agreement, they're probably going to break it 2 days later. They're going to find a way to break it. This is Iran we're speaking with here. Iran is probably the most destabilized country out there. We did destabilize it further, granted. But at least they don't have the ability to create a nuclear weapon, which is good. But yeah, I think Iran just needs to, if we're going to be honest... Trump holds all the cards. He absolutely does. 100%. And by the way, I don't think you guys realize just how much of an advantage this is to have Iran's economy in a chokehold. Think about it. Iran's military, whatever's left of it, is not going to be able to get paid. Their leadership is going to crumble, and probably there's going to be some form of a rebellion in Iran. That's my prediction. And Yeah, I think it's going to happen, man. I think there's going to be some sort of revolution that happens, and I mean, we'll see ultimately what ends up happening, but it's going to be very, very fascinating. In my mind, I think it's going to be a pretty fascinating ordeal. But we'll see ultimately what happens. Give me just a second, you guys. That's fair. Wow.
Reality is, then what else are our options? Well, I think option one is return and finish what we started. We spent 3 weeks here trying to work something out with these guys. We have assigned objectives to the CENTCOM, so does Israel. We're 2 weeks short of accomplishing that. Let's go finish that once and for all. Complete that mission that we've given to them. And we can go through a list of targets, but there's leadership targets out there, there's ballistic missiles out there, there's a remnants of the nuclear program that's out there, there's drone storage that's out there, and energy infrastructure, etc. There's plenty of targets that we have assigned that we want to finish, and we have twice the amount of combat power to do that from when we started. And the Israelis are flush with munitions. Also, what do we do about the Straits of Hormuz? We can't leave them in Iranians' hands. They believe now they own it. We have to militarily force that to be cleared and secured and open. And we have the military capability to do that. Another option, what do we do about Karg Island? Karg Island is blocked right now by our blockade. An option when we finish military operations, or maybe even start with military operations, it's an option the president has, certainly, and likely was discussed. We could destroy it. And that would force an eventual economic collapse of the regime. There's no doubt about that. They don't have much alternatives because literally 80% of their revenue comes from that distribution of oil itself right out of that one place. So those military options went through discussions last week, and the president has those decisions to make. I do think we'll probably move.
Well, I think what's going to happen is this. I think Trump's going to have the advantage, as he always does. Trump is the deal master. Let's just face it. One way or another, he's going to get a deal done. It's going to happen. Trump is the deal master, all right? You know it. I know it. The American people know it. The man's going to get a deal done, all right? Man's going to get a deal done. You know this. You know this.
Move on and do something here other than the blockade, because the blockade in of itself, I don't believe is going to force any concessions out of these people, given who they really are.
So, yeah, I mean, as great as Treasury's done and as good as we've done with the blockade, it's not going to work because of the type of people we're dealing with. Israel's defense minister came out and essentially said talks are going nowhere and suggested they might go back to warfare because they cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon or the ballistic missile program. That's not brought up enough. So that, the president's briefing, the fact that they evidently are rearming massively as Israel, along with interceptors. Could you also, General, tell me about the new hypersonic weapon that's going to be in theater for the first time that evidently arrived called the Dark Eagle? That'll allow us to do what if we use it?
Well, it's a weapon that...
Isn't that the Dark Eagle? Is that? Oh, it's the hypersonic one. Dude, that's scary, man. Hypersonic weapons. especially if it's really that fast. Holy crap, man. Dude, honestly, Trump's the GOAT, bro. Trump's the man, dude.
The Iranians don't have the capability to defeat. So we can use it at will, obviously at range, and obviously it's very lethal. So it's the most sophisticated missile we have on the battlefield. And yes, we are employing that. When it comes to the Israelis, so our audience understands, there's a ceasefire in name only. Hezbollah has violated the ceasefire almost 50 times, firing into...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, by the way, we can't trust Hezbollah. We can't trust anything. I honestly don't think we can trust Iran in this situation. I just don't think it's possible. If I was Trump, I would be very wary to trust anything Iran tells me, because I don't trust Iran. I wouldn't trust Iran at all. I don't think anybody should be trusted. I would not trust Iran. I wouldn't trust them to hold my wallet. I wouldn't trust them to, I just believe that the ideology that this Iranian regime has is warped to the core. I believe that, man. I believe it.
to northern Israel, with rockets and missiles. And
Oh, before we continue, though, guys, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel in a lot of ways. The more subscribers we get, the better. It keeps us afloat, keeps us rolling. So anything you guys could do to help the channel out, the simple act of subscribing goes a long way if you haven't done so already. We're currently sitting at, I'll give you guys a subscriber count real quick. We're at 10,394 subscribers. 10,394. We're climbing up in the ranks of YouTube, though, I will say that. And it's making me happy, man. It's making me very happy. It makes me feel pleased with where we're at. More subscribers equals more growth, and the more our channel gets put out on the algorithm itself. So if you guys can, be so generous to subscribe. Hey, we're only 5 subscribers away from hitting 10,400, though. Like I said, we're only 5 subs away from hitting 10,400, so we keep climbing in the ranks on YouTube. We're trying to get to 20,000 before year's end. I think we can get to 20,000.
Gift yum. Gift yum.
Hey, thank you, Coyote3, for gifting a Sunday for 100 joules. Wow, I just gave it a love, though. I gave it a love. Anybody who wants to gift, we greatly appreciate it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to give Coyote I'm going to give him or her or whatever a shout out, though, real quick. So everybody, I'm going to put out a chat shout out. Give it up for Coyote. Coyote3, baby, is a total stud. And also, I gotta give my flowers to Annie for the gift earlier. Thank you both. But yeah, thank you both. If you guys can, though, don't forget, anybody who hasn't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. Let's try to get to 10,400.
mortared. And the Israelis, according to the terms of the ceasefire, have the right to defend against.
Hey, thank you so much, Magic Man. I appreciate the gift. Let's take a look-see. Everybody give a shout-out to Magic Man for the gold coin. But yeah, man, thank you for the gold coin, though. I appreciate it, my brony bro, dude. Brony bro.
Against that. So they're conducting military operations. I think we got to recognize it for what it is. And we got to let the Israelis finish Hezbollah for sure in southern Lebanon once and for all and take the leaders down wherever they are in Lebanon. We just got to get to their end state in achieving that.
Right.
The ceasefire is not curbing Hezbollah's behavior at all.
And by the way, the friction within the Iranian government is on full display. It's so obvious. It's almost impossible to cut a deal with people that can't even understand what their criteria is for a deal. General Jack Keane will continue to watch, read the Institute's.
It's funny because Iran keeps puffing out their chest and saying, we got this. We have all the cards. No, you don't, dude. The U.S. sunk your entire Navy, and your entire leadership regime and military are destabilized. There's no way in hell that you're winning this. No way.
Study of War, which you founded. Thanks so much.
That was awesome, man. That was pretty dope. Oh, John Fetterman tears into the failure Dems after shutdown finally ends. Okay, let's listen to this. So the shutdown for DHS finally ended, and it needed to. And guess who? Guess who was holding up the proceedings? Guess who? The Democrats.
Laugh out loud.
Tiny Lion Gaming, by the way, has been a member for 2 months. Everybody give a shout out to Tiny Lion Gaming 43. Tiny Lion Gaming says, I love it when you call me Pig Papa. Hey, thank you for renewing your membership, Tiny Lion Gaming. I appreciate it. Just remember, a VIP membership for the Michael Garza Show is only 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month. I got 99 cents, and it's all for one membership. So if you guys want to be a VIP member, the VIP perks, I mean, like you pretty much don't have to get the $1.99 one. Just get the 99-cent one. There are some slight added perks, very, very slight, for getting the $1.99 one. But it's not like super much. I mean, the VIP one gives you everything. I just don't want to dig into your guys' wallets that much. My goal is not to dig into your wallets. It's really not.
Longest partial government shutdown in U.S. history is over, with Congress passing a bill restoring the flow of federal dollars to most of DHS, excluding ICE and CBP, which will be funded in a separate reconciliation package. Democrat Senator John Fetterman is now calling out those in his own party, writing on X, quote,
Tiny Lion Gaming saying, hello, Garza and Annie. We love you, Tiny Lion Gaming. You're a stud, dude.
DHS employees unpaid. 1,000 plus TSA agents quit. 0 ICE reforms.
So let's see. DHS employees unpaid. 1,000 plus TSA agents quit. Yeah, because they're like, screw this. It's not worth it. Those TSA agents were like, hell no to this. We're done. Out. We're done. I can't say I blame them. And also 0 ICE reforms. Yeah. And nation is less safe. John Fetterman, and I quote John Fetterman, says, as the only this is an X post that John Fetterman made, as the only Democrat who wanted common sense ICE reforms but always refused to shut the agency down, this was unnecessary and a failure of Congress. Yes.
Nation less safe. As the only Democrat who wanted common sense ICE reforms but always refused to shut the agency down, this was unnecessary and a failure of Congress. Republican strategist Cassie Smedley joins me now. Cassie, thank you for joining us. Does John Fetterman have a point here? What was accomplished as a result of this government shutdown?
Dude, John Fetterman's a stud, by the way. I just want to let you guys know that. John Fetterman is a total freaking stud. At first I wasn't too sure about him, but then I started to realize, oh my God, this guy isn't just a party pusher. He doesn't push. He's not fully on board with the Democrat agenda. And thank goodness, because that means the guy has a little bit of sense left, at least quite a bit. I think John Fetterman is an intelligent human being. He's not down with a lot of the Democrat policies. In fact, he's in a lot of ways been mocking them. And thank goodness for that, because a lot of the Democrat policies deserve to be mocked, if anything.
Yeah, good morning, Carly. It seems like Senator John Fetterman is the only one speaking any sort of common sense in today's Democrat Party, 75 days. How many hours did how many families spend waiting in TSA lines, which, by the way, were another security fiasco of its own, having that many people hanging outside the airport in these soft areas, and to accomplish nothing? And then you have Republicans
Basically.
and President Trump who have had to come in and cobble this together and figure this out because Democrats held the American people in Congress hostage. But I have to say, little quick hat tip for Speaker.
Oh, shit.
Gift yum yum. Gift yum yum.
Thank you so much, Annie, for the sun balloon yum yum. Everybody give a shout out to Annie real quick. I'm going to give a love to the sunshine real quick. I'm going to give a love to that sun balloon. Thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate you. Thank you, Annie, for the sun balloon. Shit's tight AF, bro. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to Annie for the sun balloon. Mucho apreciato. I love it. I love it. Once again, everybody give a shout out to Annie. And then we got knock knock. Did somebody order an Uncle Chris? Chris Rule. Uncle Chris is in the house. Uncle Chris is in the house. Let's go.
Mike
dude.
Johnson, all of the headlines at the start of this week out of the Beltway papers were that this was going to be his no good, terrible week. He gets a farm bill passed. He gets the FISA reform done. He's getting the government refunded. And oh, by the way, he hosted the King and Queen of England.
That's
the
right.
only people that the Democrats stood for, all those no kings marchers.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude. And here's the thing. The irony is, I think I know what she's going to say. All those Democrats who said no kings, they basically applauded a king, an actual king, who gave a congressional address. You can't make this shit up, dude. You can't make this up. The Democrats are mentally ill, allegedly. It's crazy. I just say allegedly to cover my ass, but I really do believe, in my opinion, I believe that the Democrats have become so mentally ill. The party has gone cuckoo bananas, allegedly.
Came and stood for the King of England. But it's a really tough road in Congress these days because you have no Democrats to work with because of their Trump derangement syndrome.
Notable point there. And
Yeah, they all have TDS. They're so crazy. Like, you could, like, Trump, I'm serious when I say this. If Trump cured cancer, the Democrats would still find a way to eviscerate him, even if he cured the world of cancer and rid the world of disease. They would still see him as the devil, because I honestly believe that the Democrats these days don't have the ability to think rationally. I just don't. I really don't. I don't trust the Democrat Party whatsoever. I think the Democrat Party's full of hot air, and I just don't think that they're good for. Look, I don't want to see a Democrat president because I believe most Democrats have a very authoritarian bone in them. I think that they're a little too authoritarian, and it's kind of scary. I don't want authoritarians to lead me. The Democrats are too crazy for me, man. All they do is bitch and whine. That's all they do. And no, I love Trump. He takes massive levels of action. He has big vision. I see nothing wrong with what he's doing.
Cassie, you have to wonder if this is going to continue because you have some Republicans like Chip Roy who are now saying.
If you guys can, though, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, do not forget to tap the subscribe button, as it does help the channel grow in more ways than one. So anything you guys could do to help the channel grow, I really appreciate it. Just the simple act of subscribing really helps. We're a smaller channel, admittedly. And but yeah, we're currently sitting at 10,395 subs. We're only 5 subs away from hitting 10,400. So anybody who wants to subscribe, man, we appreciate it big time, bro.
saying this sets a precedent on defunding. His exact quote, by the way, two can play this game. This is setting a precedent for how long this will go on. So you have to wonder if there are going to be more lengthy shutdowns in the future. But Cassie, I do also want to get to some major news out of Maine yesterday. When Maine Governor Janet Mills ended her Senate campaign, this paves the way for very progressive candidate Graham Plattner to go up against Susan Collins in the general election. And top Democrats like Chuck Schumer.
Hey, let's give a shout out to Coyote. Thank you for subbing and gifting. Mucho appreciated. Love you, bro. I do appreciate the sub, man. I really do. But everybody give a shout out to Coyote343.
Preferred Mills because she's far less controversial. So give your analysis on this and if this is actually good news for Susan Collins, the Republican candidate.
Yeah, far less controversial, to put it mildly. She was Chuck Schumer's #1 recruit. He spent about $4 million to try and get her in this race, or he was willing to spend, I should say. And now they end up with a guy who's got Nazi tattoos. And by the way, that came out of the Democrat.
Wait, the Democrat? One of their Democrat. So allegedly, the Democrat that they had chosen allegedly has Nazi tattoos. Really? Holy crap! Holy freaking crap, bro! You can't make this shit up.
Democrat opposition research. They were the ones who put that out. Now that his Democrat opponent is out of the way, imagine what the Republicans are going to come out with. This guy is fraught with issues. He's made incredibly racist and sensitive comments about women, about African Americans. And by the way, he's going to have to go up against Maine's Susan Collins, who has been a fantastic senator for that state. When you go to Maine, they don't say elect Susan Collins. They say re-elect Susan. They all know her because she works so hard for them, and she is uniquely positioned to represent that state. And now it looks like, is going to be going up against a Nazi. I don't think the Democrats wanted that. I don't think Mainers want that. And I think Susan Collins is going to run a very strong campaign, and God willing, will be reelected to the Senate. One more seat for Republicans and a big blow to Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, he had a tattoo that he recently covered up after it was revealed that it resembled a Nazi symbol. He said that he didn't know the connection, but it was, as you said, opposition research that was done out there, and a very bad day for him when that reporting came out, so much so that he had to cover it up. But
that's crazy, bro. Holy crap.
Maine is a must-win for Democrats if they want.
I could not imagine running for political office. I mean, dude, this show alone that I do, the show alone. I mean, I would run for. Do you guys think I should run for political office in Coos County? Do you guys think I should start a campaign to get elected in Coos County? For what, I don't know what office I would even be part of. I would be probably too incompetent for most of these positions because it would be outside of my circle of competence. But I try to stick to what I'm good at. You know what I mean? I'm good at investing. I'm good at being a radio personality, basically. And yeah, that's it.
Want to regain control of the Senate. So this battle certainly is one that has just begun, and we will certainly be watching. Cassie, thank you so much for joining us.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Give me a moment, everybody. Let's look at Ben McKenzie real quick. Ben McKenzie. So I'm really excited about his new movie coming out. It's called Everyone is Lying to You for Money. I think there's even a trailer for it. Let me take a look-see. Yeah, that's it. But let's actually, I want to see his discussions. Hold on.
Everyone is lying to you for money.
I don't know if that song's copyrighted, so I'm not going to take a risk. We'll just look at whatever interviews he's had. Let's go with the most recent interviews. I want to find like a short clip, nothing crazy. I love watching Ben McKenzie, man. I love it when he shreds crypto in Bitcoin and all that shit to shreds because it is crap, by the way. Crypto is grifto. That's all you need to know, bro. Well, this was 2 weeks ago. I don't know if ABC would try to copyright it. We'll see. When it's time to party, we will party hard. Well, you know what? We'll watch part of the ABC interview. How's that sound? We'll watch part of that. This was 2 weeks ago, by the way. I'm excited about this documentary.
Cryptocurrency was once pitched as a path to financial freedom, but now it has evolved into a volatile world fueled by hype, misinformation, and high risks. In his feature film directorial debut,
I can figure.
Ben McKenzie pulls.
I have a degree in economics. Surely I can figure out this crypto stuff.
No banks, no fees.
Electronic gold.
Good time with your Bitcoin and take all your money, buy Bitcoin.
I had a few questions.
Our Ike Kajachi sat down with Ben to discuss the film.
Joining us now is Ben McKenzie. I'm loving that intro. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a fun.
I'm excited to see this movie, by the way. So Ben McKenzie on his new documentary, Everyone is Lying to You for Money. Honestly, this looks like a hell of a documentary. I'm actually pretty excited to watch this. It definitely seems like it's up my alley for sure. Mark Sammons is saying, I'm assuming you follow Strongman. You probably, yeah, Jeremy Lefebvre. Dude, screw Jeremy Lefebvre. Jeremy Lefebvre, I love Strongman Personal Finance, by the way. I think he's one of the funniest dudes on YouTube and actually probably the best voice in financial YouTube because he's so raw and true. And he's not lying to you. He's not trying to sell you well, he does have his YouTube memberships, but that's about the extent of it. And he does show his tax service quite a bit on there. Mark Salmon says, I know it. I knew it. Well, no, Jeremy Lefebvre is terrible, dude. The problem I have with Jeremy Lefebvre is that he, my main issue with him is that he basically encourages a lot of his followers to get into these really crappy penny stocks and essentially just says, oh, you got to put, you know, like he just says allegedly all these things that are just not true, you know? And I think he's just bad. I think he's bad for the world of YouTube finance. I think so Strongman Personal Finance is basically telling you, hey, if you want to preserve your wealth, diversify through something like the VT or have a series of ETFs, whatever you want to do, as long as you're diversified, really. But Jeremy Lefebvre is saying, oh, you could 10x your money. You could 10x your money on Beyond Meat. And it's like, maybe not, though. Maybe I'll lose all my investment money. You know what I mean? My problem with Jeremy is he is a grifter, but the problem with Jeremy is he has this all-in approach on these companies that really suck and are very speculative. And I don't like getting, look, if you have to pray to the heavens that your investment's going to go up, that's not an investment, that's gambling. If you have to pray that it's going to go up because you're not entirely sure that it will, that's gambling, that's not investing. if you know that the thing that you're investing in is a real product or a service and has intrinsic value, that's investing. Like when I invest in Coca-Cola, I don't have to pray that the company is going to do good. The company is most likely going to do good, very likely. And that's the point. I don't get into speculative crap. Well, I do kind of get into speculative sectors. I'm not going to lie. I dip my toe in the marijuana sector from time to time. When I say marijuana, I mean like marijuana stocks, for example, cannabis stocks. So I dip my toes there a little bit. But other than that, though, yeah, I stick to pretty much just small cap indexes for swing trading, and I have and like 60 to 70% of my portfolio is long-term holdings that pay me a dividend. You know, a lot of my major holdings, I like to have dividend growth stocks in my portfolio, so that way the growth of the dividend is there. But I also have dividend stocks that have higher than normal yields, that have solid fundamentals. Yeah, so if the company is good and they're profitable and they have the ability to pay out a fat dividend, I mean, I'm all about it. Dude, I love my dividends, man. I'm a dividend freak.
Movie, right? It really is fun. You know, I was saying that it pulls you in first and then it kind of switches on you. You know, I love
Yeah. There's a lot of OC jokes. So, you know, for people that want to make fun of me, you know, or celebrate me as a former teen idol. There's a lot of fun, man. We used my trip down the rabbit hole to tell this story, and I'm just so excited for people to see it.
Right. And back to that, you do mention a lot that, you know, obviously you were from the OC, but, you know, we know you as an actor, but this kind of turned you into an investigator. Yeah. So what pulls you into the world of...
But yeah, Mark Salmon's, the best thing to do is to just stay diversified, you know? For example, I have a lot of ETFs that I hold in my brokerage account. I have a lot of individual stocks too, but primarily the majority of my brokerage is surrounded by ETFs that expose me to a lot of different sectors, that expose me to international stocks, which is really handy. I think you should always be exposed to international stocks through ETFs. I think that's the easiest way to do it, because sometimes getting into international stocks through the brokerage that you're in, sometimes those international stocks are not listed in your brokerage. So in order to get exposure to some of those companies, you have to get into like an ETF that holds a shit ton of international companies. That's pretty much one of the ways I get my exposure to international. Look, as much as I love U.S. companies, there's a lot of emerging markets out there in the international space that end up very successful. So I do like to have exposure to those. Plus, a lot of those companies actually pay a hefty dividend. So a lot of those international ETFs actually pay a decent dividend, so there's a lot of incentive just to hold those in general, which is nice. Dividends, in my opinion, are an incentive because you're getting some sort of money out of the deal. And I don't like to look at the only time I like to buy and sell frequently is on highly volatile ETFs, and that's it. And when I say highly volatile, I'm talking about like small cap ETFs. I'm talking about like silver. Gold isn't really highly volatile. It kind of balances out the swing trades though. So, but yeah, gold and silver are kind of my countermeasures. You know, they're kind of my protectors a little bit, because I'll tell you what, if the market crashes, like let's say the entirety of the markets internationally in US, typically in my experience, gold and silver tend to go up as kind of like a safe haven. Not only, I mean, like, look, stocks in silver and gold protect you against inflation. But one thing I do hold on the side of my brokerage account is a shit ton of loose cash. Like I have a lot of loose cash sitting around in my brokerage account on purpose, and because of that, I have a major advantage over most investors.
I was the
Coyote is saying best investments was whatever Pelosi is investing in. Well, I wonder how investments are going to work with AI on the horizon. I mean, investing's still going to be investing. I mean, look, if you're trying to compete with the AI, you're stupid. The AI is going to beat you every single time. However, if you're looking to just simply profit and you're not, here's the thing about investing. People try so hard to compete with the markets. Don't compete. When I am investing, when I'm swing trading, I'm not trying to beat anybody. I'm just trying to get a quick profit. I don't care if I know there's probably tons of hedge funds who are probably going to kick my ass when it comes to their gains. I'm not comparing myself to the hedge funds. If I could get a 5% gain in a week, that's an accomplishment. If I can get a 3% gain in a week, realized, and I'm talking realized gain, that's an accomplishment in my mind, and I'm happy about it. Okay? But yeah, no, I really do enjoy swing trading volatile ETFs that have an underlying asset that has intrinsic value. If the underlying asset has intrinsic value, it's worth it. In my opinion, not financial advice.
Pandemic, and I couldn't practice. Showbiz was on ice. There was no acting work to be had. And a buddy of mine came to me and said I should buy Bitcoin. But this buddy had given me terrible financial advice before. He's in the film, Dave. I love him. Hopefully you will love him too if you see the movie. And he said, you've got to buy this stuff. And I said, Dave, I'm not going to do that. But I am interested in, I have a degree in economics as an undergraduate. And I also love true crime. I've always been a true crime junkie. And crypto had, my favorite subgenre of true crime is what I like to call stupid crime, where the criminals are just like obviously committing crimes, right, and then like turning on each other, kind of Coen Brothers-esque crime. And it felt like crypto had a lot of that. So that really drew me in.
No, and you also co-authored a book on the subject. It's called Easy Money, Cryptocurrency, Casino Capitalism, and the Golden Age of Fraud. What did film...
I saw this book in the library, and I think I'm going to check it out here pretty soon. Because first off, I love Ben McKenzie. I love that he's one of the few people, one of the few actors heavily going against Bitcoin and all of cryptocurrency. Look, I consider cryptocurrency to be the digital tulip bubble of our time. Cryptocurrency is a bubble. It is absolutely a bubble because it's not worth anything. The entire thing was constructed. The scarcity that everybody talks about, oh, but Bitcoin's scarce. Oh. You know what Bitcoin is? It's a program written by a man or several men or several women. I don't know. We still don't know the identity of Satoshi. So, what does that mean? It means that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Allegedly. I say allegedly to cover my ass. I don't trust Bitcoin. And I love that Ben McKenzie is basically saying, hey, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. We know it. You know it. You all know it. And he's basically saying, let's stop lying to ourselves and let's just call a spade a spade. So I got to give all the credit to Ben McKenzie for being incredible, by the way. I think that exposing Bitcoin the way he is and all cryptocurrencies is really an honorable thing to do. I think it's probably one of the most honorable things in the world. It really is.
Making allow you to do that writing essentially maybe constrained you?
That's a great question. It forced me, in a good way, to condense the story into a piece of entertainment. Because that is how...
Yeah, and that's great. See, here's the thing. Ben McKenzie has been acting for a long time, so he knows what a good TV show or what a good movie looks like. So I think he's the perfect man to direct something like this because he knows what is entertaining and what is not entertaining. And honestly, like, I'll give you an example of an entertaining financial movie, The Big Short. The Big Short is probably one of the most entertaining financial movies of all time. So you gave me a tip on ST. Oh, wait. I think I might have invested that into that, Mark. Let me take a look. You said it's You said SATL. Let me take a look. See. It's funny. There were actually. I made a penny stock index just for fun, just because I felt like gambling a little bit, and it's actually. And and here's the irony is here's how I made the penny stock portfolio. Sorry. Gotta adjust my back real quick. Okay, here's how I made the penny stock portfolio. So what I did, I asked ChatGPT, and this is not financial advice, this is just for entertainment only. I asked ChatGPT to help me create an index of penny stocks, right? And I got to admit, it was kind of cool because it actually gave me some interesting picks, and some of the fundamentals for a lot of these companies were not half bad. In fact, it's been a few months since I asked ChatGPT to do this for me. So I'm going to see if ChatGPT can help me find a few penny stocks to add to my portfolio. What do you guys say? You guys think we should try it? I'm going to put it in deep research mode. Create the ultimate long-term penny stock index. I want penny stocks that will go up over time. Now, hold on. I want penny stocks that will be the... I'm trying to think of how to word this. So create the ultimate long-term penny stock index. I want penny stocks that will be ideal to hold for a long period of time. All right, let's do this. Okay, so it's going to so ChatGPT's improved quite a bit since I last did this. So ChatGPT is going to create a top 50. Oh wait, no, it's not going to do a top 50. Create the ultimate long-term penny. Okay, so it's probably going to give me as many penny stocks as it's going to give me. So it may give me 50. It may give me 100. It may give me 200. I don't know. But let's see here. I'm going to minimize that. So I went into ChatGPT. ChatGPT? Let's see. SATL. Yeah, so Satellogic Inc. Yes, I actually own that. Oh, yeah, it's went up 99% in value. I didn't invest that much, though. I only invested, $3.50. $3.54 is my initial investment. And I only bought, just a share of it. But, yeah, no, it's crazy. Some of the penny stocks that I got into were actually by the recommendation of ChatGPT. And it's not and the funny thing is I'm not putting down, a shit ton of money on these companies. I'm putting down maybe $5 per company, per penny stock, just for the hell of it. It's not financial advice. It's just for fun. And, and the reason I did this was I used to have kind of a gambling problem. I wouldn't say too much of one. But I decided, hey, F it. I'm going to have ChatGPT compile me a list of penny stocks. And, yeah.
How I made the movie. I made it to be broadly appealing. It is 90 minutes. It is a comedy, believe it or not. It is a comedy. It stars me and my much more famous wife, Marina Baccarin, from Deadpool and all sorts of other things, and Gerard Butler did a cameo. And
Dude, Gerard Butler's in this movie. The fact that Gerard Butler makes a cameo in this movie makes it all worthwhile, dude. This is Bitcoin. You threaten my people with fake money and death. You threaten my queen. Madness.
Fun.
Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. The more people we have subscribed to the channel, the more it helps the channel in many, many ways. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're at 10,396 subs. Once again, we're at 10,396 subscribers. So please remember to subscribe and simp-scribe to the channel. Now, back to the show. Back to the show.
And another big part of the film is your interview with Sam Bankman-Fried before he was indicted for fraud and related charges. What stood out to you the most from your conversations?
How empty it all was. You know, he was pitched as like king of the world. He was one of the 100 wealthiest people in the world, according to Bloomberg. And he was, you know, this like brilliant wonderkind person. That was his public image. And then I sat with them. And
I cannot wait to see this interview, bro. Oh, I can't wait to see this interview. Maybe it's publicly available online. But yeah, dude, Ben McKenzie exposing Sam Bankman-Fried. Amazing.
He's like this young guy in a t-shirt and cargo shorts, hair all askew.
Oh my God. I dress like Sam Bankman-Fried. Look at this. No joke. Sam Bankman-Fried and I have the same getup. Look at this. Cargo shorts. Hair is all askew. We have, dude, Sam Bankman-Fried and I, we got the same fucking getup, bro.
Oh, that's all fine, but he can't answer simple questions like, what does crypto do? Like, what's a good thing that it does? He gave an answer. I went back at him with evidence contradicting it, and he was like, yeah, it's not working that way now, but it will in the future. And none of the answers were satisfying. You know, it was an hour. We cut it down to, it's only 6 minutes in the movie, but you know, we got I think the essence of the conversation across, which is it's unsettling.
Yeah.
Unsettling.
And the unsettling part, I mean, you also spoke to a lot of victims of crypto fraud. What did the human cost of this whole thing reveal about the industry?
That the industry doesn't care about the human cost. They just are going to keep selling the story.
It's a Ponzi scheme. It's allegedly a Ponzi scheme. And I think the world knows it. I would like to believe the world knows that it's a Ponzi scheme. But they don't, probably. They're just going to keep lying to themselves. And the problem is that a lot of these people are so deep into the lie that they have convinced themselves that Bitcoin is some magical, life-changing thing. When in all reality, it's a string of data. When you get into it, you're buying it at a certain price. You're buying the string of data at a certain price, hoping that somebody's going to buy this particular string of data at a higher price than you did. And this is greater fool theory, but it might be on steroids. If anything, I consider this the greatest fool theory. Granted, if you got into Bitcoin early, fine. Great. But if you didn't, you're going to be the bag holder most likely. And a lot of these people end up being the bag holders. That's the funny thing about this. I call it bag holder city, bro.
You don't see them talking about people that have lost money in crypto. Have you ever seen a crypto company talk about that? I haven't. I've heard them bemoan when something bad, oh, it's too bad that happened. But they're not trying to fix it. And
yeah, and these people, the thing is, there is such a lack of value in cryptocurrency. There's nothing valuable about it. There is nothing valuable about cryptocurrency. Crypto is grifto. I believe it's a Ponzi scheme, wholeheartedly. I really do. And I'm going to say allegedly on top of that, just to cover my ass, even though I firmly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that Bitcoin is Clickcoin, it's a Ponzi. All right?
Look, if this stuff did anything in the real world, if it was connected to any real world asset, you know, fine. People can invest their money however they want. But crypto wants its own.
It's not even backed by gold. Bitcoin is backed by very good software, interesting software, but the software itself does not justify paying $100,000 for one whole Bitcoin. Bitcoin is garbage.
Own set of rules. It doesn't want to be regulated like what it is, which is an investment for regular people, because they don't want the full information to get out, in my opinion. So I I made the movie for the 80+% of the people that have never bought crypto, but for the
City is wondering, dude, do you have more than 2 brain cells? Well, I got more brain cells than you do. If you think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have intrinsic value or even remotely valuable, I am definitely a smarter man than you are. Look, if you think that cryptocurrency is anything other than a Ponzi, allegedly, I don't know what to tell you. I think if you're into cryptocurrency and you think that cryptocurrency is going to be a replacement for money or anything more than a stupid digital collectible, I see you as no different than a flat earther. I think that crypto bros are the new flat earthers. I really mean that. I think the crypto Bitcoin bros are the new flat earthers. Period. End of story. You guys are no better than flat earthers. If you think that cryptocurrency is real money and you think that it's actually valuable, I got a bridge in London to sell you. I think that's how the old stupid quote goes. But, whatever.
hardcore people out there who think that I'm going after them. I'm not. I'm trying to protect you. And the industry.
Dude, Ben McKenzie is protecting us from this Ponzi, by the way. He absolutely is. Ben McKenzie, I love what he's doing. He's an amazing individual, and I support him through and through and through. Through and through and through. And yes, I do support Trump. You're right. City, I am a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump fanboy. I was a fan of Trump well before he became president. And I was like, he's not that bad. He still isn't that bad. He's just a little aggressive. Sometimes zaddies are aggressive, bro.
He doesn't want to do that. So I'm going to try, and I'm going to try to protect the rest of us from the consequences of this, because this could contribute to the next economic crisis.
All right. Ben McKenzie.
Yeah.
Can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Follow at Everyone Is Lying Film on Instagram or
Everyone is lying to you for money. Is it money? That's amazing. Everybody give a round of applause to Ben McKenzie, 4-3. So schools close across the country from... Oh, I got to see this, dude.
And happening today, get this.
Oh, God. That sign in the thumbnail that says socialism is better than fascism, actually, they should rephrase that. Socialism leads to fascism. One more time. Socialism eventually leads to fascism. So...
Schools are closed across the country, and workers are calling out for May Day rallies as protesters call to tax the rich, abolish ICE, and more. Can you believe this? They're closing down schools so they can go out and protest.
I got to see if my local Coos County Democrats are holding a May Day protest. You guys, oh my God, I'm so woke. I'm so woke, not your everyday average bro. Oh. Let me see if they're doing, let's see, Democrats.
They have been at war with us for 47 years. We all know that's
Hold on, let me see here. Let's look up Democrats, Coos County. Let's see what these idiots are doing. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are. I bet if I went to the boardwalk, I'll bet you if I went to the boardwalk at 12, well, probably won't, but I bet I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of low IQ rally going on, you know? If you guys are tired of the Democrats as much as I am, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you guys think that Donald Trump's the man, subscribe to the channel, bro. Just subscribe. We need more subscribers anyway. We're trying to see if we could get to 10,400 in probably the next 5 minutes. I mean, we're at 10,396 subs. We're still a smaller channel, but we're growing up higher and higher. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Actually, you know what? We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers in the next 3 months. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's try to get to 20,000 in a month. Let's see what happens. Let's try it, man. Got to think bigger, bro. I got to think bigger and bigger.
In Madison, Wisconsin, public schools are closed today, with 70% of the teachers' unions saying that they are participating in May Day protests. Our next guest says that Madison schools have crossed the line. Wisconsin mom Scarlett Johnson joins us.
And basically what this is this is to indoctrinate. They're trying to indoctrinate children into voting Democrat. Is really what this is. They're trying to indoctrinate children into being eventual Democrat voters. It's sad. It's really sad. This is pathetic, man.
Now, Scarlett.
I say let the parents raise their children. How does that sound? Let the parents raise their children.
Thank you so much. What is your reaction?
I'm in shock. Although maybe I shouldn't be considering the history of the Madison Metropolitan School District, but they are turning schools into political staging grounds. And this is where they have crossed the line. They are not just indoctrinating the kids in the classroom. They are encouraging actively for students to leave the classroom and go march in the streets with teachers, with administrators.
Ew, dude, this is crazy. It's so cringe. Give me a second, you guys. I got to brush my teeth real quick. I got to brush my teeth and I got to queef. Hold on. I got to queef and I got to brush my teeth. Hold on. Forgot to do my push-ups this morning. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. I'm neglecting you hard fucking core right now. My bad. I had to get my meal prep in. Sorry about that, folks. I was meal prepping some chicken. Oh, yeah. Honestly, inflation has ruined. This is one of the reasons why, if you guys are curious, I don't trust the government when it comes to their. They have they love money printing. Larson Christopher saying you never read the comments. I don't know. No, I didn't because I was busy doing shit. Both parties are not the same. Borders and family courts have clearly proven that. Trump is more closely aligned to 1990s Democrat. Yeah. That's kind of true, actually. The irony is, Trump is actually, he's way more aligned with the 90s Democrats than today's Republicans. Absolutely. In a weird way, Trump kind of turned the modern Republican Party into the 90s Democrats in a weird way. Which, by the way, I mean, as long as we're for free speech, man, that's all that really matters at the end of the day to me. As long as we're all for free speech, that's the key, man. But yeah, I think a lot of this woke shit that's in the school system, dude, is totally crap. Get rid of the woke stuff, dude. You should not be I think, honestly, if you're teaching kids all this woke crap, I think you're, honestly, in my opinion, kind of a crappy person. Whatever. I think the only subjects that matter in school, in my opinion, are writing, math, all the way to advanced math, and the sciences, right? Those are the only subjects you really need to learn. Also, I think learning investing is a good thing, so I think they should have investing classes. But yeah. Orwell, the resident, is raising a couple of libertarians, even though they go to a woke school. Hey, public school by definition is basically woke. Zinc Roofer's asking, how do you define woke? I think public schools are very woke because they're trying to turn you into a political activist these days, it feels like, allegedly.
It's just shocking to me the level that they're willing to take this to, their hatred for President Trump. And make no mistake about it, this entire rally, this May Day, Friday, May 1st, is all about, this is an anti-capitalist, anti-Trump movement.
This is so sad. Socialism beats fascism. Are you kidding me? The Democratic Socialists of America. Do these kids are obviously stupid. I mean, they're kids. Every kid is dumb. But these kids, their brain is not fully developed to understand why socialism is a bad idea. And this is a problem. If you're trying to indoctrinate these kids into being mindless socialists, oh man. If I was a parent, if I was the parent of these kids, I would be so fucking pissed. I would be incredibly pissed at the school system for allowing this. Socialism, by the way, you know how it says right here, socialism beats fascism? Socialism becomes fascism. Once again, socialism becomes fascism. Because every socialist or communist regime that's ever existed ends up getting taken over by some authoritarian because guess what? Socialists and communists have very authoritative personalities. I don't need eyebrows, dude. I'm the man. Why would I need eyebrows? How is my logic stupid? My logic is fucking sound. You just don't like my logic because it doesn't agree with your limited worldview. And I repeat, the reason that you guys don't like my viewpoint is because it doesn't agree with your warped point of view of reality. Socialism destroys countries. It doesn't help them. It makes everybody poor and miserable. Capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than socialism could ever imagine. Socialism is a backwards idea. One of the most backwards ideas I've ever fucking heard. Catherine says, in all caps, mind you, absurd. So why is it absurd? And can you please turn off caps lock, Catherine? Catherine, for the love of God, turn off your caps lock, bro.
And they're using our kids as political pawns.
You know, Scarlett, I grew up in the South. If this had happened in South Carolina, residents...
There'd be a riot on their hands, dude. Oh, my God. How much do you want to bet that there's probably some kids doing this right now, dude? Crazy. It's insane.
Parents would have been up in arms. They never would have stood for this. They want their kids in school. They want the teachers teaching them.
Yeah, they shouldn't be indoctrinated into thinking that socialism is a good idea when it clearly isn't. Read the history of socialism. It is bloody and disgusting. Socialism and communism are two of the most warped ideas, and they can never be implemented properly because they don't fundamentally work with human beings. Human beings require incentives. If you don't give a human being an incentive in a system, they will not, that system will break down if incentives are not offered. Socialism and communism offer a lack of incentives. This is why I'm so vehemently against socialism. Oh, yeah. No, these people can't handle the fact that I am dishing them I'm giving you guys more of a history of socialism and communism because I'm actually talking about how bad it is. The only thing you hear in public schools is the teachers are like, oh, socialism and communism, it's such a good idea. It's like, dude, these people are idiots. The fact of the matter is I don't respect public school teachers. I respect a few because they have a mind of their own. Some of them do. But most public school teachers are just as they're indoctrinated in this terrible idea. And what's even worse about it, not only are they indoctrinated in these terrible ideas, the teachers are like, I consider socialism and communism right now, it's becoming a cult. You guys say MEG is a cult? I mean, it is a little bit, but just a little bit. But socialism and communism have become revered, you know? And Karl Marx is basically the Jesus Christ of communism. Marxism's basically communism. So, I don't know. I mean, Karl Marx was actually an intelligent dude, but he did. I don't think he realized how bad his idea actually was. What do you mean guardrails for a capitalist society? In fact, if anything, I say there shouldn't be any guardrails to capitalism except for basic regulations to make sure that food is good. Right? Don't restrict. Hey, just if a company's doing really well, let that company thrive. If a company's doing shitty, the free market will take its course. Let the free market do its thing. Let the free market do its fucking thing, bro.
Math and science and not being out on the streets, skipping class to go protest and to be political. What's the reaction from the residents there?
The reaction from the residents is, I think, a lot of shock. It doesn't matter your political affiliation. You don't want your kids skipping out of school to go protest in the streets. And what's happening is that the teachers' unions, the Madison Teachers Union, made it impossible for parents to say no because they forced the closure of every single school in that school district. When teachers' unions submitted this petition where they said, we're going to call in sick unless you just shut down the school for this day. So
that's so crazy, dude. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I firmly believe that these days, if you're a public school teacher, I think that these days you're probably a mental patient, allegedly. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Instead of kids preparing for AP testing and their ACTs and SATs and the end of the school year, instead of educating kids, they're giving kids toolkits, signs, and markers and saying, hey, let's go march in the streets against Trump. They're even having kids hold signs that say teachers should be paid more money. I mean, they're using...
Oh, God. So they're basically using kids to say, okay, kids, while you're promoting socialism, can you please tell the government to give us more money as teachers?
Yum, yum.
Even though we don't deserve it. Hey, Annie, thank you so much for the red carpet for 1,200 joules. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to Annie for sending a red carpet. Thank you, Annie. That really means a lot. Thank you so much.
Kids as pawns, and residents are outraged.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Annie deserves to be on the red carpet, in my opinion. I appreciate that gift, Annie. I really do. The more gifts we have, the better. If any of you guys want to feel like contributing any gifts to the channel, gifts, super chats, whatever you guys want. Gifts are a little more affordable for most people, so I try to encourage gifts because people can give something as little as sparkles or whatever. So virtual gifts are usually the easiest ones for me to encourage people to do. So, like I said, I always try to encourage those things, the gifts.
I got this feeling inside my bones.
Electric band when I'm in my zone. Out through my city. Through my zone.
Gift yum yum. Gift yum yum.
Hey, thank you, Gus Crizios 1143 for the sunshine. Forget about the sunshine when it's gone. You can say it's right when it feels so wrong. Thank you so much. One more time, everybody, give a shout out to Gus Crizios 43 Trifecta. I'm going to say, Gus, you are my sunshine, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that gift. I know that was a little bit gee of me to say that you're my sunshine, but I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. You're the GOAT, bro. You're the GOAT. You are the GOAT. Everybody's the GOAT here, bro. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. Thank you for the gifts, Annie. Thank you, Gus and Annie. Appreciate those gifts.
Raged. And they're upset. They shut down daycares.
Scarlett, if you look at the report card in Wisconsin, it's not good.
This is crazy, man.
These kids need to be in class. The teachers need to be in class.
Well, first off, I don't really care if the kids are in class or not. Just stop indoctrinating them into socialism. Stop indoctrinating them into socialism. How crazy are you people? And this is why I don't vote Democrat, because the socialists have taken over the Democrat Party. I don't believe in democracy anyway. But when the socialists have taken over the Democrat Party, it's insanity to me.
Grade 4, only 42% are proficient in math. Only 37% are proficient in 31% are proficient in reading. And then look at grade 8 down at the bottom of the screen. Only 37% in math and 31% in reading. Those numbers are not good.
That's pretty bad, bro. That is pretty bad.
These numbers are terrible. And every year, the Wisconsin Department of Instruction lowers the threshold. They lower the standards. And so they're even worse than what you see right there when you get apples to apples comparisons. So bottom line, the teachers' unions aren't educating our kids. They're not teaching them to read. Mm-hmm. And when they're not allowing boys in the girls' bathrooms, which they do in this school district, they've eliminated.
They allow, dude. Tampon Tim, dude. Tampon Tim.
Girls' bathrooms. There's only gender-inclusive bathrooms in boys' bathrooms. When they're not hiding gender identities from parents, they're inviting kids to join them to protest in the streets. It's gone too far. A line has been crossed.
And a lot of this is grooming, man. I honestly see this as grooming. I just don't. If you don't see this as grooming, I don't know what to tell you. This spells grooming all over it. This is grooming. That's what this is. And it's sad that people don't get that. People don't see that.
And you know what, Ainsley? The parents are making their opinion known with their feet, because every year this school district has declining enrollment numbers, and they're projected to lose 700 more students in the next few years. Gee, I wonder why.
You know, and they're pushing their agenda on our kids.
Crazy.
Clearly, they're telling them, you don't have to go to school today, go participate in this march. It might not even be something that these kids understand, know about. Their parents might be conservative and not agree with it. The teachers unions are pouring more than $1 billion, Scarlett, to left-wing organizations and political groups. Can you believe that? $1 billion to these left-wing groups. They're trying to indoctrinate our children. Look at it when it's broken down with the National Teachers Union and the state and local. What's your reaction?
I'm not surprised at all, because I run for school board and I have helped numerous moms run for school board. And the number one opponent that we face are teachers unions. They have unlimited budgets. There's postcards that come into our state from all over the country. They're organized, they're well funded, and they have a massive attack campaign. We're just regular moms trying to make a difference. We're fighting against this huge woke Goliath. But you know what? Sometimes David wins. And I think they're overplaying their hand here. Parents are seeing just how corrupt and political these organizations are. And I hope that they're realizing they should side with the moms, and we need to revoke the NEA charter as well. They have a federal charter.
Scarlett, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you. We did reach out for comment to the Madison School Board and Mayday Strong, the group behind some of these protests, and we did not hear back.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, it's because I think a lot of these, it just feels like grooming, dude. It's essentially grooming. I mean, this is, if you don't see this as, allegedly grooming. I mean, crazy. Effing insanity. Unreal, dude. Oh, it looks like we got a few penny stocks to add. So, ChatGPT created an index of penny stocks. And they didn't really create much of an index of penny stocks, to be honest. They gave me less than I expected. But you know what? I'll add these penny stocks anyway. Let's see. I probably have most of these to begin with, but we'll see. KRMD. Let's see. This is not financial. Oh, I do have KRMD. Never mind. So I have that one already. Let's see. Law. Is this another one I don't have? Let's see. Law. CS Disco. Interesting. It's a new day. It's a bright day. Even when you stand in the dark. It's been that you've been broken 50 pieces. The day is gone. I'm the only. You see, you need someone. Yeah, they look like they're somewhat profitable. It looks like there's a lot of buying. It looks like a little bit of short interest. Small market cap. You know, honestly, that's not too bad. I mean, I don't know. Their earnings look all right. Similar web. SMWB. Let's see. It's not bad. Let's see. It's definitely down for the year. Really down. Yeah. Buy a couple shares of it. Buy 2 shares. Like I said, we're going with ChatGPT on this one. I don't know if this is smart or not. It might be dumb. But we're going to try it anyway. We're making an index here. All right, give me a few moments, you guys. I'm adding a few of these recommendations from ChatGPT, BRLT, Million Earth Group. Add a couple shares, why not? Well, let's get 3. And some of these may actually blossom. They may not. They may go to hell. BLZE, so we're adding this one. Yeah, I love making an index of small cap just because it's kind of fun sometimes. Is it recommended? Probably not. But I'm only doing this not for financial advice, just for entertainment, educational purposes only. I doubt this is going to be like the end-all, be-all index. I will say that ChatGPT has been really good at picking a good amount of winners. It's not perfect, obviously, because penny stocks all come with risks. This one's gone up. Oh, no, not really. No, of course, ontology. I'll buy one more share of it. Why not? But yeah, no, I really enjoy seeing the different companies because I have a paid version of ChatGPT, so I like to take advantage of the deep research model so it could look into data that I probably wouldn't be able. It's probably looking through data a lot faster than I would. It would probably take me months or years to read through this data, but the AI can go through it so much faster than I can. So it could find me things that'll give me more of an advantage. NRDY nerdy. Interesting. That's an interesting one. Let's see. Buy about 5 shares of this. Why not? It's definitely gone down quite a bit. That's a short interest is pretty high for it. Let's see. I don't know how popular they're going to be, but yeah, we'll throw down like 5 shares on it. Why not? It's so small. So tiny. SLQT, interesting. Let's see, Cato, the Cato Corporation. Sorry, I know this is the last part of the show. Frog Eat Frog is saying Garza's the man. Neck roll is strong today. By the way, Frog Eat Frog, how's everything going, bro? Oh, hold on. I think Frog Eat Frog says he's hanging in there. Had to make an appointment with an attorney. People are not working with us, but it could be worse. Trusting. Hey, I believe in you, Frog Eat Frog. Don't just because people are rejecting in any way, shape, or form. Look, I think it's good that you're trying to get an attorney on this one, bro. A tree falling into the house should be if you're on a rent-to-own agreement, it's still up to the owner to at least, as far as I know. I don't really know all the things that go into it, but I'm sure there's got to be a lawyer that would at least talk to you guys. There's got to be a case. Like I hope they can give you some good advice, man. I hope they can give you something, man. But sorry about that, you guys. I was distracted on my smartphone, man. I was trying to see what I could do to create the ultimate index of all time. You know, honestly, this isn't a bad indice that I'm creating here. Wow. Actually, some of the ones that ChatGPT is recommending are not necessarily bad. In fact, if anything, these are actually kind of good. Yeah, the one thing I will say, I got to give ChatGPT a lot of props on this one, man. Anytime it could help me create an index of small cap companies, I'm pretty happy about it because here's the thing. If it's a bit of a lottery ticket on these, admittedly, and that's why I don't go all in on this shit. You never want to go all in. I think it's stupid to go all in, if anything. Let's see, STXS, but a lot of these I already have. XTSX. Let's see. Wait, do I have that one? I thought I have that one. Hold on. Oh, STXS. Got it. Yeah, I already got this one, but I'm going to buy one more share because it's my overall holdings are down on it. So I only had one share of it to begin with, so I'm going to add to the pile a little bit. I'll say this, though. If ChatGPT's recommending it, man, I'm not necessarily opposed to getting into it. Let's see, over the last week, it's gone down. Last month, it's actually been kind of all right. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, yeah. What's the next one on the agenda? Let's see. So this is a conditional sleeve. I don't know what that means. Conditional sleeve. Red flag, monthly, February, full, May, blah, 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 blah. Let me see if there's other ones on here. Hold on. Maybe I skipped through some of the ones that it listed. I mean, this is a long, long thing. Let's see. Historical review, benchmarks. 24 to 50 name bracket. Let's see. It gave me some decent ones, though. And here's the thing. I think it didn't want to give me too many penny stocks, which I actually kind of appreciated. I think it just wanted to give me the best ones it could find and didn't want me to risk too much, which I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, if these ones have a chance of growth, I'm stoked. Domo. Oh my God. Let's see here. Yeah, and you know, honestly, if some of these actually took off, like if they like multiplied several times over, I mean, that would be a winning situation overall. So I'd be happy with that. Yeah, some of these aren't bad, man. They don't have too bad of short interest. Hell yeah. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, no, I really do enjoy making little indices of penny stocks that are recommended by ChatGPT because it can go through more information than I can. And to be honest, I respect that. So we'll go 2 of these. What's another one? Let's see, QTR, TLSI. Let's see here. TLSI. Just Solus Life. So that's not bad. I'll get that one. So, you know, some of these have been pretty down over time, but not too shabby, though. I'll admit that. Not too shabby at all. That is the one advantage of small cap is if you find the right ones, there could be huge advantages there. By the way, not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. I have a lot of extra money I can just fiddle around with. Okay, I already have got GoPro. HCAT. What's HCAT? I think I have most of these already. HCAT. No, I don't have this one. So Frog Eat Frog says already did the consultation. He's gonna work on contingency. Gonna bring him all the pictures and property line map and paperwork. Good, very good, dude. Frog Eat Frog, you're the man, bro. I don't want to see you. I just don't want to see you get boned over. Is all. I don't like seeing good people get fucked over. And honestly, Frog, I think you're the man, bro. So I just don't want to see you get boned over, man. Telebio, let's see. Well, let's see, man. Some of these companies are not bad. I'm looking at their earnings. I'm looking at their prospects, and you know, and some of these could even get bought out by bigger companies. That's a big deal. So anytime there's that possibility, you know, of it being bought out by a bigger company, that's huge to me. If you guys can, though, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to gain more subscribers overall. We're currently sitting pretty at 10,397. Once again, we're at 10,397 subs. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it really does help the channel grow. Thank you, guys. BRC Inc. Let's like the thing is, the prospects are if these companies go big, like that's kind of the big thing. So even if you get a few duds, like let's say I end up getting companies that just don't work out, that's okay because I didn't put that much in there to begin with, right? But for the companies that do work, they can multiply the money that you put in quite a bit. So sometimes it's good to take a small risk, in my opinion. Just a small one, nothing crazy. Oh, I already have this one. Let's see. Oh, wow. It's definitely gone down quite a bit. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Torrid. Oh, Torrid. So what do you guys think? I mean, so it's interesting. I always find it very fascinating to see what ChatGPT recommends for penny stocks. And so Torrid was one of them. I got into that. This is not financial advice. Another one that ChatGPT is telling me to get into is Sportsman's Warehouse Holdings. I think I've already purchased that because of a previous recommendation that they gave. SBWH, let's see. Oh, no, I guess not. I am going to buy 3 shares. I'm basically only buying around $4, $5, or $6 worth of each of these companies. One, because it looks like they're at all-time lows. Their market capitalizations are really low. So if they do pop off, like let's say that these companies got bought out by a bigger company, obviously the market capitalization would go up and up and up, and I would make a pretty good amount of money for the deal. Let's see. Purple Innovation. Is that the Purple Mattress Company? PRPL. I think it might be the Purple Mattress Company. Purple Innovation engages in the design and manufacture of comfort technology products. It offers mattresses, bed pillows. Oh, maybe this is the company. And they don't have that much short interest on them. And they have a low market cap. Is this the same company I'm thinking it is? Are they the creators of Purple Mattress? $19.89. Maybe it's. I don't know if it's necessarily the same company, but it might be. I'm gonna buy 10. Well, let's buy 11 shares. Let's make it an odd number. Because remember, I'm trying to make an index of penny stocks, and I'm not going all in. I'm basically putting money that I could afford to lose, but having these indexed kind of helps in a certain way balance out the whole thing. Rent the Runway is another one that I already have, I think. This is actually one that I already have, but let me just take a look just in case. Yeah, I already own this one. All right. Well, let's see. What I should do is I should have ChatGPT give me a list of 50. Let's try this again. New chat. Hopefully, it could get the research done before the market closes for the day. Give me the ultimate long-term penny stock index. 50 total penny stocks in the index total. I trust your judgment. Completely. As you are the expert. Okay, let's do deep research. Did I spell judgment wrong? No, I did spell judgment wrong. I put the E in there. My bad. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to see if it could do deep research in a short amount of time. It's... Okay, so I'm letting it compile a list. Let's see. Ari Flesher issues a warning on May Day protests. Let's take a listen.
Hey, get ready for thousands of May Day protesters across the country.
It's the woke. I call it the woke day protests. Here we go.
Happening today, as more and more Democrats are embracing the.
Hold on, let me take a look at the chat real quick. Man, dude, I hope your mom's doing okay, brother. That's scary. That sucks, dude. I love you, bro. You're a good dude. You're a hell of a dude, Larson. It's just scary, man.
Far left. Organizers nationwide urging you to skip school, skip work, skip shopping, skip all of it. Nearly 500 groups planning more than 750 events across the country. We're keeping a close eye on the biggest rallies expected in New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington, and of course, Minneapolis. I'm Aisha Hasni in for Harris Faulkner today. Organizers are putting their progressive message front and center on this Friday, and they say they want to see higher taxes on the rich. Tax the rich. ICE abolished and wars opposed. Those are some of the rallying cries behind today's protests that our critics are now saying are flat out un-American. So these May Day walkouts and staffing issues are disrupting schools, our kids' educations, especially in blue states and cities like Madison, Wisconsin, like Chicago.
Of course, I mean, like, look, it's crazy that it doesn't matter. They're probably not learning anything in school anyway because of all the woke teachers that they have. But so it really doesn't matter whether they're on the streets or in the classroom at this point. But they're basically indoctrinating these kids into becoming socialists. And the sad part is they actually think that democratic socialism is a good idea. You're taking two shitty ideas. By the way, democracy is not a good idea. Our founding fathers realized that. That's why they made us a constitutional republic on the federal level. Second, democracy is a shitty idea. So that's number one. Two, socialism is also a shitty idea too. And if you combine two shitty ideas together, it doesn't make it a positive idea. It doesn't make it a better idea. If I took two kinds of fecal matter, allegedly, and I combine them, two different kinds, and I combine them, does that make it a better version of poop? Let's say democratic is on this side, democracy's in this hand, but it's represented by dog poop. And then socialism is on this side represented by cat poop, right? I combine them together. What does that make? What does that make democratic socialism then if I combine two pieces of crap together? It makes combined crap. It's crap squared. Yeah, avoid using an yeah, I get it. Yeah, everything's expensive in the medical world. It's like that's why I do everything I can for preventative health purposes. And yeah. Hell yeah, Larson, man. That's smart, bro. Smart.
Chicago. Out in North Carolina, more than 20 districts are affected by these protests. One Wisconsin mom says this is more than just a day off.
I'm in shock, although maybe I shouldn't be considering the history of the Madison Metropolitan School
Gift
District.
yum
but
yum.
they
Gift
are
yum
turning-
yum.
Hey, thank you, Gus, for the Fiesta guitar, dude. Holy crap, bro. I'll be jamming all night, bro. This gift will help me jam all night long, all night. All night long. All night long. I gave it a love, dude. I gave it a love. So T-Pain is saying you should stop your channel. It's doing nothing. The awareness you are trying to create is based on your opinion. Stop, please. You are just confusing people. You have nothing to contribute. T-Pain, it's your opinion as well. It's your opinion that is it your opinion that it's good to indoctrinate kids into believing that socialism's a good concept when it really, in all reality, it crumbles civilizations? Collectivism doesn't work, brother. Sorry. So yeah, no, I'm not sorry, actually. T-Pain, I'm not going to apologize to you, bro. I'm not going to stop my channel. You want to know why? You know, T-Pain, did you know that you telling me that I should stop my channel makes me want to do my channel 10 times harder and 10 times more intensely? The more you tell me to stop doing what I love to do, the more I double, triple, quadruple down on it. To anybody who basically says I should stop this channel, I will do this channel 5 times harder than I did before. And I will win. I will effing win.
Schools into political staging grounds, and this is where they've crossed the line. They are not just
Oh, wait, I think we already watched this. We already watched this shit. I don't know why. Hold on. I feel like we did. Oh, President Trump gaggles with the press. Okay.
Can you tell us about the new Iranian proposal? Can you tell us about the new Iranian proposal, please?
So they want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a crap deal. That's the thing. You can't really trust Iran at this point. Granted. I know for a fact that I don't trust Iran at all. Period. End of story.
Iran wants to make a deal because they have no military left, essentially, and they want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it.
God, they're all yelling. They're like, yeah, Mr. President. Oh.
Why are you not seeking congressional approval to extend it?
Because it's never been sought before.
There's no reason to seek congressional approval in this instance. He doesn't need to, dude.
Many times, and nobody's ever gotten it before. They consider it totally unconstitutional. But we're always in touch with Congress. But nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before. It's never been used before. Why should we be different?
Are you
anybody to Islamabad this time? Are you willing to send anybody to Islamabad, your envoy?
We have great respect for Pakistan and Islamabad and tremendous respect for the Prime Minister and the Field Marshal. And they're working with us. They continue to work with us. But the trip is a very long one, and we're doing everything in terms of negotiating right now, in terms of the negotiation telephonically. They've made strides, but I'm not sure if they ever get there. There's tremendous discord. They're having a tremendous problem getting along with each other in Iran. The leadership is very disjointed. It's got 2 to 3 groups, maybe 4, and it's a very disjointed leadership. And with that being said, they all want to make a deal, but they're all messed up. I spoke with the winner, a very good man. As you know, I was very strongly in favor of him in Iraq. And we had a long conversation yesterday. I congratulated him. He won, and with our help, he won, and we want him to do very well. And I told him that the United States is with him all the way. It was a great
Hell yeah, dude. USA, baby.
victory. The new head of Iraq is somebody that we support very strongly.
Pakistan, thank you, Mr. President. Pakistan has opened the land route trade with Iran. Did they consult you before opening it up to Iran? And are you aware of it?
That was a vicious bee. I know everything about it. Yeah, I have great respect. Are you from Pakistan?
No, I'm not from Pakistan. I'm American.
I have great respect for Pakistan and for the Field Marshal and for the Prime Minister. Yeah, I know it.
On the European Union yesterday, you talked about Italy and the withdrawal of troops from Europe, from Italy and Spain. Can you clarify with your words?
Well, I'm not happy with Italy and I'm not happy with Spain. And they feel it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
And it's not, man. Iran should not have a nuclear weapon, period, end of story. That's all there is to it. There should be no situation where Iran has a nuclear weapon. None.
Anybody that feels it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon is not very smart.
Yeah, low IQ, dude. Low. That's exactly it, man. Low IQ. If you think that Iran, if you guys think that Iran's government is innocent in all this, like take a reality check. Like keep your Trump derangement syndrome at the door, okay? And really take a look at Iran. What President Trump is doing isn't that bad. It's not bad at all, in fact. In fact, you could say he's doing the world a favor. Just saying. Just saying, bro. Just saying. Doing the world a favor, bro.
And it'll be a terrible thing in the future. If they were ever allowed to have a nuclear weapon, you would have problems the likes of which the world has never seen before, and it's not going to happen. And aside from that, right now they have no Navy. It's been wiped out. No Air Force. It's been wiped out. They have no anything. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no radar. They have no leaders because, frankly, their leaders are very disjointed. They have a lot of problems right now. They're not getting along with each other. Their leaders are not getting along with each other. So
Why did you put the tariffs?
we raised the tariffs.
I'll admit, those turbines are very loud in this video. Those turbines are insanely loud. Holy crap. Oh boy.
Cars coming in from the European Union because the European Union was not adhering to the trade deal we have. So based on that, now, when they build their plants, of which they're spending over $100 billion, all countries, not just the Union. When those plants open, there won't be any tariffs. But we raised the tariffs because they were not, as usual, they were not adhering to the agreement that we have. We have a trade deal with the European Union. They were not adhering to it. So I raised the tariffs on cars and trucks to 25%. That's billions of dollars coming into the United States, and it forces them to move their factory production much faster. We have right now in the United States over $100 billion of car plants being built. It's a record. We've never had anything.
That's a lot of car plants, actually. It's actually kind of an impressive amount of car plants overall, but you know, all things considered, it's pretty wild, bro. Pretty wild. That's all I got to say.
Like it from all countries, Japan, South Korea, by the way, Canada, Mexico, they're all building plants in the United States. But the European Union was not adhering to the deal that we made. So we're dealing with Iran. As you know, it's a very disjointed, unfriendly leadership, unfriendly to each other. They're not getting along. They're very, very confused by what's happened because essentially most of their military has been wiped out. But we just had a conversation with Iran. Let's see what happens. But I would say that I am not happy. Their leadership is very disjointed, very argumentative with each other. They come back, one says one thing, one says another.
Well, yeah, it's because they have factions bidding for leadership in Iran, basically, because their government leadership structure is so fractured. Nobody knows who is what. You know what I mean? If you guys can, though, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're currently sitting at 10,398 subs. We're only 2 subscribers away from hitting 10,400. Two subscribers away from hitting 10,400. So if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. I greatly appreciate all the assists that you guys can give. You guys are amazing. Let's keep going.
They're very confused. Obviously, their country has been, frankly, decimated. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Many of their soldiers, unfortunately, are gone. They've got to come up with the right deal. At this moment, I'm not satisfied with what they're doing.
Did you decide against bailing out Spirit Airlines?
Well, I guess we're looking at it. If we could do it, we'd do it, but only if it's a good deal.
They're claiming that they're preparing to shut down this weekend because they haven't gotten.
I'm not going to lie, dude. This is a tough one to listen to because of how intensely loud the turbines of that plane, man. That is a tough listen, man.
We're looking at it, but if we can't make a good deal, no institution's been able to do it. I said, I'd like to save the jobs, but we'll have an announcement sometime today. We gave them a final commitment.
Mr. President, day 60, are you going to seek congressional authorization?
Well, no other country has ever done it. It's never been, as you know, most people consider it totally unconstitutional. Also, we had a ceasefire, so that gives you additional time. But no other country's done it. We're in the midst of a big victory. This is a victory like we haven't had since Venezuela, okay, to be honest with you. We haven't had, but, you know, we have a country that lost its way. It really lost its way. That's our country in terms of the military. Now we have a great military. We're on our way to another victory, a big victory, and I don't think that it's constitutional what they're asking for. These are not patriotic people that are asking. You know, when they say, even the losers, even the ones that say all the wrong things, admit that it's been amazing what we've done. The strait is totally shut down. It's flawless. It's totally 100% shut down. Now, we've been dealing with Iran. They want to make a deal. They're not there. They're not with they're sort of, they get close, and then a new group of people come in. They don't know who their leaders are. They have no idea who their leaders are, but they're very confused. And
that's the thing, man. The communication structure right now, and holy crap, man, that is killing my ears a little bit. That's why I'm keeping the earbud like away from the inside part of my ear, because that is just way too intense. Yeah, so what's happening at this point is, like I said, there's really no true communication structure in Iran between their leaders. So they're just scrambling. You know, there's really no hope here. So Iran's just, in my opinion, completely and utterly cooked. I just don't see any real hope for Iran in this case. I don't. I think Iran is just, they're lost as a country, man. Okay, let's take a look and see if ChatGPT got done doing its research. It is still researching, so I'm pretty sure the market will close by the time ChatGPT is done with all this. We'll keep an eye on it, though. I'm going to keep it on the sidelines here. And worst case scenario, I just buy these companies on Monday. You know, see what happens. Because it's like, I don't know. It's cool that it's cool that it's creating an index of 50. And this is why I like to do long-form research with ChatGPT, is because it can give me all the good stuff, all the good information and shit. If you guys love using ChatGPT to figure out some interesting investments, tap the subscribe button, bro. Tap it. Just don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. You got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. You guys, if you can, though, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. Like I said, in the upper right-hand corner, it does help a small channel like ours grow. We're currently sitting at 10,398 subscribers. Once again, we're at 10,398 subs. So the more subscribers we have, the better. It does help us out in more ways than one. I appreciate all you guys.
That's because of the success we've had militarily. They essentially have no military. Let me just tell you, the war powers. So many presidents, as you know, have gone and exceeded it. It's never been used. It's never been adhered to, and every other president considered it totally unconstitutional, and we agree with that.
Will Iran accept China giving blockade?
No, the China, it's going to be amazing. The visit with China and Chairman Xi, that's going to be great.
Oh, hey, you guys, we're only one subscriber away from hitting 10,400 subs. Once again, we are only one subscriber away from hitting 10,400 subscribers. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel grow. Like I said, we're only one sub away from 10,400 subscribers. So I appreciate everybody's efforts. You guys make the channel grow. Admittedly, you guys are amazing, and let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it fresh.
We have the trip with China coming up, and I think it'll be an amazing event.
President, if you can't get a deal on Iran, what next? What will you do?
Oh, we're at 10,400 subs, you guys. We just reached 10,400 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody.
Well, right now we have negotiations going on. They're not getting there. They are very disjointed. They're extremely disjointed. They're not able to get along with each other as leaders. They don't know who the leader is. Their military's been defeated. If we left right now, it would take them 20 years to build back that country. But we're not satisfied at this point.
Are you considering new strikes on Iran?
Why would I tell you that?
Spirit Airlines, what has been the holdup on a deal?
We're looking at it. We're looking at trying to help them. Something we're not looking to get involved with, but what we've had is 14,000 jobs. We are...
Too loud for me, man. That's just too loud. So I'm not even going to bother reacting to that video. But I will say, hell, I've been streaming for about almost 3 hours already, so I'll take that. Take that. Oh, man. Thank you guys for the gifts, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, let's just take a list. I'm going to take a look and see if ChatGPT recommended more penny stocks. Not financial advice by any means, but we always like to see what the GPT is trying to tell me to invest in. Granted, I don't put a lot of money down into these penny stocks. Granted, I put about $5 per entry. And actually, surprisingly, GPT has picked a few winners, quite a few. I would say probably like 10 or 15 have been like absolute game-changing winners. Like they went up like hundreds of percents. I was actually really impressed with that. It is also highly possible that ChatGPT is recommending the same stocks not only to myself but other people. So we're all basically pumping into these penny stocks and putting them up artificially. There is that theory. But either way, it's a fun theory to test, and it's fun to honestly, it's kind of entertaining. I like to see, it's kind of a testament. Can AI pick winning penny stocks? It's kind of the experiment here. And to kind of give myself a safety net, I like to make sure that I keep a very diverse portfolio of these penny stocks just in case. And just remember, you never want to go all in on any one thing. going all in on anything is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So keep that in mind. Anyway, as Jerry Springer once said at the end of all of his shows, oh, I can't even remember what he said. Hold on. What did he say? You know what? I think he said something along the lines of like, take care of each other and love each other. What did Jerry Springer say at the end of his show? Final thought. Yep, take care of yourself and each other. Yep. So as the famous Jerry Springer once said, take care of yourself and each other. Bye for now, everybody.